How's it going, Top Forest TV? My name is Jack, and welcome to my preview for Nottingham Forest versus Brentford, taking place at the City Ground on Thursday. So yeah, a really big game for the football club. This one, a really big game. Obviously, the first game after the unfortunate loss at Wembley to Man City in the FA Cup semi-final. It was a difficult one. It really was. I think first half we weren't good enough, I don't think, and then second half, we're probably the better side, but just couldn't score, and that was the real disappointment of the game. We deserved more from it. We did. I'm proud of the boys for the second half performance. We deserved more from that game. Gibbs White, that chance where he rattles the bar from that volley. I don't think he's going to hit a ball sweeter in his career. And then that one where he took it round Ortega and hit the post. It was. You just knew it wasn't our day. I think one, you hit the woodwork, and Alanga had that glorious opportunity just after the break, and look, it wasn't to be for us, and we've got to get that out of our minds now. You could tell it hurt Gibbs White. He was apologising in the interview, and as a lot of Forest fans have said on social media and that sort of thing, that he shouldn't be apologising. He does not need to apologise. After all that he's done for the club over the past couple of years, he doesn't need to apologise. He's been a really brilliant servant to the club and done a really great job in what he's needed to do. He's carried us in moments where we've been in relegation battles. He's been there to pull us out of it. He's dragged the team through periods of difficult form and results, and you look at that game against Fulham last season, just over a year ago now. He had that tifo of him up in the Trent end, and then he was able to pull off an absolutely incredible performance to follow that. So he's really helped us in times of need, and he's played a really big role in getting us to where we are now. So he doesn't need to apologise, Gibbs White. He really doesn't need to apologise, and you could tell that one really, really hurt him. But Thursday is a big opportunity for us to put to bed the disappointments of Sunday, and really focus on what we've got to play for, and that's to place in the Champions League next season. If you'd have told me that at the start of the season that coming up to the 1st of May would be in the Champions League race and we could have an opportunity to return back to third place with a win, I'd have thought you'd lost the plot completely. So to be in this position is incredible, and we've still got loads to play for. It's not a case of, we've lost the champions, we lost the FA Cup semi-final and that's our season done. We've got a real opportunity to play in Europe's premium competition next season, and I'd love so much to see us in that competition. So it's a real opportunity for us to return back to third in the league, a place that we've held for so long, and an opportunity for us to put it back in our own hands, and I think we can do that against Brentford. I had a look at their recent form, and they've played their last 2 draws and a win. They see themselves sat in 11th place at the minute. They're not really in any danger of troubling the teams who are looking to try and get a place in Europe next season. I think they're about 11 points off, something like that, of a Europa Conference League place. But they're doing really well, Brentford, for the size of club they are, and the fan base that they have. To be 11th place going into May in the Premier League is really, really impressive, and I think it's testament to the hard work that they put in there. I know they do a lot with their scouting and that sort of thing, and they're quite a forward-thinking modern football club, and they're doing really well, Brentford. Yeah, okay, I'm not their biggest fans, Brentford do my head in a little bit, but that's by the by. You've got to give them credit where credit's due, and I think that they've shown that they're capable of keeping themselves in the Premier League, and fair play to them. And they've never really been in any relegation struggle. They came up and they weren't really in a relegation fight that first season they came up. They've always been sort of in and around that lower mid-table mid-table battle. They're 11th now, and that's almost slap bang in the middle of the Premier League. 10th being bang on mid-table, being 12 clubs in the Premier League. So for them to be 11th, that's a fantastic achievement for them, and they've still got games to improve on their tally and that sort of thing. But we're going to be bang up for this one. We're going to be absolutely bang up for this one, I think. It's a real opportunity for us to put behind us what happened on Sunday and to go again and to put that right in some aspects. And a lot of the players have been saying 5 cup finals left. Murillo has described it on his Instagram as 5 wars. We've got to be ready to fight. Okay, yeah, you look at the fixtures we've got, and most of those we'd expect to win. We've got West Ham away, Crystal Palace away, Chelsea at home, Leicester at home, Brentford at home. That's not the order. Definitely not the order. I've just gone off what I can remember from the top of my head. And I think all of those teams we've either beaten or got a point against in the Premier League so far this season. Brentford beat them away around Christmas time. I think it was 2-0 there in that one. We beat Palace at home 1-0 near the start of the season. Beat West Ham at home. What else we drew with Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and then we put 3 past Leicester at the King Power, and they're already down, Leicester, so that's not going to be as tricky. Of course they want to beat us, they hate us for some reason. Well, not for some reason, it's geographically, obviously it makes sense, but I don't really care about Leicester, could we, to be honest with you. I don't like them, but I don't hate them, you know what I mean. But yeah, look, I think it's a really good opportunity for us to focus back on something that's positive, take our mind off the negativity of losing in the cup, and I think the players are going to bang up for it. I really, really do. Williams can come back in. I think Abbott did well at Wembley. Imagine making one of your first starts, if not your first start for your club, your boyhood club, at Wembley in the semi-final of the FA Cup. It's mental, and he held his own, to be honest with you. Fair play to him. But I think Williams comes back in at that right back position. Other than that, the back four probably stayed the same unless Aina's fit. I'm not quite sure on his availability at the minute and how close he is to full fitness. I did see something that he'll be back on the 22nd of April, which was a couple of days ago. So, look, it's I think it was a week ago now, actually. I don't know. I don't really know what that means too much because he's not back yet. Or he wasn't definitely back for the City match. But I think, look, if he's not fit, then Toffolo plays at left back and Williams goes back to right back. Midfield 2 for me, Yates can slot back in there. Danilo, I don't think was great against Man City. I think I could see him drop to the bench. I think Anderson probably starts in there. He played really well. Well, not really well, but he was one of our better players against Manchester City. Wingers, Alanga and Hudson-Odoi has to be. I think Alanga offers us something different. I know I can understand why Nuno didn't start him against City because he wanted to try and have an extra midfield there to pack out an extra central midfielder to try and pack out that midfield area. Didn't quite work, but I think Alanga, at home against Brentford, you got to go for it. You have to go for it. And then Gibbs White in behind Chris Wood. I think Gibbs White could be on for a generational performance against Brentford. I really, really do, and I hope that he's able to perform. And not have that on his mind about what happened. But yeah, looking forward to this one. And I think we can do it. Brentford do have some difficult players to deal with. Johan Visser, Kevin Schade, Brian Mbermo, Mikael Dansgaard. They've got some really tricky players. And they've got a good defence in, Ethan Pinnock, Collins, Rico Henry. They've got a good side there, Brentford. And I think we're going to have to be on our game. But I think we can do it. I really do. I think we can go in and get another 3 points and return back to third in the division. But yeah, like I say, it's not going to be easy, but I feel like we can do it. I'm going to take 2-1 Forest. Hopefully we can get the job done. I'd love another clean sheet for Sales. That'd be amazing. But a win is all that I really, really care about. So yeah, let us know down below what you think might happen in the game, your thoughts and feelings towards the game, who you'd like to see start, your prediction, all that good stuff. And if you did enjoy it, smash the like button, subscribe if you're if you are new around here. And come on, you Reds.